Good morning students. Today I am continuing with the part second of chapter number 7 and the name of the chapter is integration. In my first video I told about the method of inspection, but that method is not so much fruitful for some function. So what we will do, how can we will do the integration of some standard function. So I am continuing with the next concept, that is method of integration. So under this heading we will deal with three types of method. The first method is known as integration by substitution. Second one is integration by partial fraction. And third one is integration by parts. So first we will continue with one of the important concepts, that is related by integration related with substitutions. So under this heading, first I want to tell what is the meaning of this concept, how can we will tell the concept of integration by substitutions. So for example, if I am taking one integration as fx dx, where x is the independent variable, and if we change this variable with t, then what will happen? So we will put x equals to gt, and then we will differentiate with respect to t, it becomes g dash t. So we can say dx equals to g dash t dt. We will put the value of x and dx in the I. So what we will get? We will get integration sign as the value of x is gt and the value of dx is g dash t dt. It means derivative is appears here. So as per this concept, we will solve the question related with integration by substitutions. So first I am taking one question, how can we will do the integration of 10x dx with the help of integration by substitutions. So how can we will give the answer? How can we will start the answer? First we will write let I equals to integration sign 10x dx. After that it can be written as 10x, it can be written as sin x upon cos x dx. And we want to solve this question with the help of integration by substitutions. So what we will do, after this step we will substitute or we will put something as another variable, as you see there. So we will put cos x equals to t, and the differentiation of cos x is minus sin x equals to dt upon dx. So we can say sin x dx equals to minus dt. This is the substitutions particular for this type of function. Now what we will do, we will put the value of sin x dx, that is numerator, so we write here minus dt upon t, and dt upon t, the integration of dt upon t is log modulus t plus c. Now we will put the value of t, so the value of t is cos x. Now we will continue with the concept of logarithm, and minus log cos x, it can be written as log sec x in modulus plus c. So this is the integration of 10x with the help of integration by substitutions. Now I am continuing with 2 or 3 questions related with this concept, so that this concept is more clear to all of you. So after this question, after the integration of 10x, I am continuing with some more question. Now I will take, how can we will do the integration of 10x. So basically sometime we have to do some adjustment because direct integration is not possible. That's why it is standard function we can say. Now I am taking, how can we will do the integration of sec x dx. Direct integration of such type of function is not possible. So how can we will start? We will write let I equals to integration sign sec x dx. So here we will do some adjustment. What we will do? We will multiply by sec x plus 10x and divide by sec x plus 10x. Okay. Now we have to do this question with the help of integration by substitutions. So what we will do? We will put here sec x plus 10x as another variable. Let this is equals to t. Now we will go with differentiation as per the concept of integration by substitutions, or as you see in the previous question also. So the differentiation of sec x is sec x 10x, and differentiation of 10x is sec square x. This is equals to dt upon dx. After this step, we will common sec x from these two terms. So it can be written as 10x plus sec x into dx equals to dt. So after this substitution, we will put the value and the function convert from one variable to another variable as you see here. Now after this step I will put the value. So numerator part can be written as dt, then we will put the value, and the denominator part we will put here t. So it becomes log modulus t plus c, and put the value of t. The value of t is sec x plus 10x plus c. So this is the way of solving the question, or we can say this is the integration of sec x with the help of integration by substitutions, where we substitute sec x plus 10x as t. Now after this integration, I am continuing with one question more, which is very interesting question given in your NCERT book as an example or as a unsolved question also. Now I am continuing with the next integration. How can we will do the integration of dx upon 1 plus 10x? Again, this type of integration is related with some adjustment. So how can we will start? First we will write let I equals to dx upon 1 plus 10x. After writing this step, we will change 10x as 1 plus sin x upon cos x. Now we will take the LCM and rearrange it. It can be written as cos x dx upon cos x plus sin x. After writing this step, we have to do some adjustment here. So which type of adjustment we will do here? How can we will continue after this step? We will multiply and divide by 2 so that it can be written as 2 cos x dx in numerator and cos x plus sin x in denominator. After writing this step, again we will continue. Now we will break 2 cos x as cos x plus cos x, and after this step we will write here plus sin x and minus sin x. So this is the adjustment which is very very important upon denominator as it is. We will break 2 cos x as cos x plus cos x, and we will add sin x and subtract sin x. After this, what we will do? We will convert this I as I1 plus I2. So we will break in 2 parts. It can be written as cos x plus sin x upon denominator. This is the I1 part, 2 part is cos x minus sin x upon denominator cos x plus sin x dx. So this is the way of writing the question. After that, if cancellation is possible, we will cancel it. So what we will get, 1 upon 2 integration of dx we will get here, plus in second step we will continue with the concept again, integration by substitution. So we will write I2 as cos x minus sin x upon cos x plus sin x. After writing this step, what we will do in I2, so definitely this question is little bit lengthy but very interesting question, and we have to continue with some adjustment. So after this, it can be written as 1 upon 2 as it is, and integration of dx is x, plus here we will do integration by substitution. So what we will do, we will put cos x plus sin x as t. Okay. After this, we will do the differentiation of cos x, that is minus sin x, and the differentiation of sin x is cos x. This is equal to dt upon dx, so that we can say cos x minus sin x into dx can be written as dt. We will put all these values in I2. Okay. So after that, it can be written as dt upon t. This is the concept of integration by substitutions. After this, again we will carry forward it, so it becomes 1 upon 2 x plus log modulus t plus c. C we have to write just after the integration. Now we will put the value of t, and the value of t is cos x plus sin x. So this is the way of solving the question, which is based on integration by substitutions. So after this integration by substitution, now I will continue with one more interesting concept, that is the part of this substitution, and that is related with some trigonometric identities. So we will continue with the next concept, that is integration of some function which is related with trigonometric identities. So the next heading is integration using trigonometric identities. Integration using trigonometric identities. So there are various trigonometric identities. As per 11th class, we know very well sin square theta plus cos square theta equals to 1, 1 plus tan square theta equals to sec square theta, and 1 plus cot square theta equals to cosec square theta. And some identities are related with sin A plus sin B, sin A minus sin B. So with the help of these, we will solve this concept related with integration using trigonometric identities. So again, I am taking one question related with this, so that this concept is more clear to all of you. So this time I am taking one question, how can we will do the integration of sin 2x cos 3x dx. Okay, so we will start with, let I equals to integration sin 2x cos 3x dx. Direct integration of such type of function is not possible. So again we will go with some adjustment. So we will multiply by 2 and divide by 2, so that it can be written as 2 sin 2x cos 3x dx. Now here we have to apply the identity. We know very well 2 sin A cos B. This can be written as sin A plus B plus sin A minus B. Okay. So as per this identity, if we write 2 sin 2x cos 3x, it can be written as sine 2x plus 3x and sine 2x minus 3x. After that, when we will solve it, what we will get? Sine 5x plus sine minus x, so that it can be written as sine 5x minus sine x, because we know very well sine minus theta can be written as minus sine theta. Okay, so this is the way. It means we will write 2 sine 2x plus 3x as sine 5x minus sine x with the help of this identity. Now after that, again we will put the value. So I equals to 1 upon 2. It means we have to do the integration of sine 5x minus sine x dx. Okay. Now we will continue with the property of indifferent integration. So we will convert this step in I1 minus I2, so that it can be written as integration of sine 5x dx minus 1 upon 2 integration of sine x dx. So what will be the next step? 1 upon 2 as it is, integration of sine 5x, it can be written as minus cos 5x upon 5 minus 1 upon 2 as it is, and integration of sine x is cos x plus c. And when we will rearrange it, we can say the value of I is minus 1 upon 10 cos 5x minus half cos x plus c. So this is the way of solving the question which is based on trigonometric identities. Now I am continuing with one more question related with this, so that the concept of trigonometric identities is clear to all of you. Now I am taking one very interesting question related with trigonometry. So this time I am continuing with the question, and the question is how can we will do the integration of sine cube x dx. Okay, so this time we have to given sine cube x and we have to integrate it. Now how can it is possible? Let's see here. First we will break it as sine square x into sine x dx. It is easily possible. After that, with the help of first identity, we will write sine square x as 1 minus cos square x into sine x dx. Okay. Now after this, we will continue with the concept that is integration by substitution. So we will put cos x equals to t, so that we will get minus sine x equals to dt upon dx, and it can be written as sin x dx equals to minus dt, right? So we will put the value, so the whole function convert from x to t, so that it can be written as 1 minus t square minus dt, and we will rearrange it, it can be written as 1 minus t square dt. Okay, now we will continue the integration. In the next step we can say it can be written as t minus t cube upon 3 plus c. Now we will put the value of t. The value of t is cos x, so it can be written as cos x minus cos cube x upon 3 plus c. So this is the way of solving the question which is related with integration related with trigonometric identities. Now I am continuing with the integrals of some particular functions. So these are the integration of some standard function or particular function. Now I am continuing with the proof of first formula. How can we say integration of dx upon x square minus a square is equals to 1 upon 2a log x minus a upon x plus a in modulus plus c. So here I am showing the proof of formula number first. So first we will take 1 upon x square minus a square, and here we will continue with the algebraic identity, that is a square minus b square, and it can be written as x minus a into x plus a. Now again we will continue with one adjustment. So what we will do, we will multiply and divide by 2a, so that it can be written as 2a upon x minus a into x plus a. After this, again we will rearrange it, and it can be written as 1 upon 2a. Here we write a and plus a, and it can be written as x plus a. Okay, then we will take minus sign, and here we will write x minus a, because then we will solve it. What we will get? Again we will get 2. Okay, so this is the arrangement, or you can say adjustment, and denominator remains same. Right? After this we will go with the splitting. So it can be written as 1 upon 2a, x plus a upon denominator, it becomes 1 upon x minus a, minus x minus a upon denominator, it becomes 1 upon x plus. It means 1 upon x square minus a square can be written as 1 upon 2a, bracket 1 upon x minus a, minus 1 upon x plus a. So this is the way of writing 1 upon x square minus a square. Now after this, how can we do the integration of this? So after this, I will continue with integration both the sides. Right? So what we will do, we will write integration sign in the left hand side as well as left hand side. 1 upon 2 is the constant quantity, so that it can be written as dx upon x minus a minus dx upon x plus a. So we can say the integration of dx upon x minus a is log x minus a in modulus minus log x plus a in modulus plus c. So after this step, what we will do? After this step, we will continue with the concept of properties of logarithm, so that it can be written as 1 upon 2a log x minus a upon x plus a plus c. It means this is the integration of dx upon x square minus a square. With the help of same procedure, we will give the proof of this second formula also. Now I am here continuing with the third formula. How can we will show the procedure of formula number third? How can we will tell the proof of formula number third? So the third formula is related with dx upon x square plus a square. So proof of formula number third. So here we will substitute x equals to a tan theta. Right? Now we will do the differentiation with respect to theta. So dx upon d theta can be written as a sec square theta. So the value of dx is a sec square theta. Right? So what we will do here, after this we will put the value. So we can say dx upon x square plus a square, it can be written as a sec square theta d theta upon a square tan square theta plus a square. Numerator remains same, or in denominator we will take common a square. So what is remaining? Tan square theta plus 1 in bracket. Okay. So sec square theta cancel with this bracket, because we know very well tan square theta plus 1 is equal to sec square theta. So sec square theta cancel with sec square theta, and a cancel with a. So what we will get? We will get 1 upon a d. Right? After this, what we will do? After this, we will continue with the integration of d theta. Okay, so what is the integration of d theta? The integration of d theta is 1 upon a into theta plus c. So as you see here, we started from x or variable x, so that we will give the answer also in x. So what we will do, we will calculate the value of theta from here. So what is the value of theta? The value of theta can be written as we see here, tan theta is x upon a, so the value of theta is tan inverse x upon a plus c. It means this is the integration of dx upon x square plus a square. So this is the proof, or this is the way, or you can say, we can say integration of dx upon x square plus a square is 1 upon a tan inverse x upon a plus c. With a similar pattern, we will do the integration of formula number 4, 5th and 6th. These formulas are very, very important. With the help of these formulas, we solve so many questions which are related with this particular function. Okay, now I am continuing with point number 7, that is again related with some concept. So after this 6 formula, I will continue with the formula number or concept number 7. So basically, the 7th concept for the formula number 7, or concept number 7, is related with quadratic expression. Okay. So I am continuing with point number 7, and the point number 7 is to find the integral of dx upon ax square plus bx plus c. So whenever the function given in such a way, how can we will do the integration? So as you see here, quadratic expression is given in denominator. So how can we will solve such type of integration? First we will write the given function. This is the quadratic expression. So first we will convert this quadratic expression in completing the perfect square. So what is the common condition for that? We want the coefficient of x square is equal to positive 1. So first we will take common a here, so that it can be written as x square plus b upon ax plus c upon a. Okay. Now after this we will take the coefficient of x, that is b upon a, divide by 2 and whole square of it. What we will get? We will get b upon 2a whole square. Right. So this is the way of solving the question, or this is the way how can we will convert the given expression in completing the perfect square. So we want the coefficient of x square is positive 1, which is not here. So first we will take common a. So after taking common a, it can be written in this way. Here we are getting the coefficient of x square is 1. So we will take the coefficient of x, that is b upon a, divide by 2. What we will get? We will get b upon 2 a whole square. So after writing these 3 terms, what we will do? We will add b upon 2a whole square and subtract. Okay. So after this we will take these 3 terms 1, 2 and 3, so that it can be written as x minus b upon 2a whole square, sorry, plus in here, and after this we will write c upon a minus b upon 2a whole square. Right. So this is the way of solving the question. It means this quadratic expression can be written as a bracket whole square of x plus b upon 2a plus c upon a minus b upon 2a whole square. So we can say I equals to dx, this is equals to 1 upon a is the constant quantity, and here we will write x plus b upon 2a whole square, and it can be written as c upon a minus b square upon 4a square in under root and whole square of it. Okay. After that, we will solve this question. So whenever the question is given in this format, this is the way of solving the question. So this is the concept related with 7. How can we find the integral of such type of function? Concept number 8, 9 and 10 are also related with this quadratic expression. So I am continuing with the concept number 8. Right. So how can we will solve, or how can we will show the concept number 8? So the 8th concept is related with to find the integral of dx upon under root. This time this type of function is given. So again same procedure we will do here, right? Again we will write the quality expression as per the 7. We will continue with this, or at last we will write down under root. Okay, so this is similar to point or concept number 7. Only we have to write under root at last, right? Now I am continuing with the point number 9. Now point number 9 is to find the integral of the type. To find the integral of the type px plus q upon quadratic expression into dx. It means whenever function is given in such a way, how can we will solve it? So some pattern is there. Here we will write px plus q as a d by dx of denominator. Denominator is this plus b. Here a and b both are constant. So why we are taking two constant here? Because the power of x is, or the highest power of x is 2. That's why we are taking two constant here. After this, we can say px plus q can be written as a d by dx of this quality expression. This is equal to 2ax plus b plus capital B. It means px plus q can be written in this way. Now we will put the value of px plus q in that format. It means we can say that format can be written as a 2ax plus b plus capital B upon denominator, right? After this we will split it, or it can be written as I1 plus I2. Okay. Now we will break this I as I1 and I2, and I1 we will solve as per integration by substitutions, and I2 we will solve as per the concept number 7. That is only the quadratic expression given in denominator. So we will continue with the point number 7, and for this we will continue with integration by substitution. So this is the way of solving the question which is related with px plus q upon ax square plus bx plus c. Now I am continuing on the point number 10. So there is a little bit difference between point number 10 and point number 9. In point number 10 we will write here under root. Okay, this is the minor change you can say. So under root is given there. After that same pattern we will follow. What we will do here, only one change we will do. We will write here under root, then also under root, and here also under root. So this is the little bit difference between point number 9 and point number 10. After that we will continue with the same step. We will put the denominator here. In I1 we will put the denominator as t and we will get the numerator, that is integration by substitutions. Or for I2 we will continue with the concept of completing the perfect square. So with the help of these 10 points which is related with integration of the particular function, with the help of these 10 points we will solve the question very easily. So what you have to do, you will recall these 10 points again and again. So definitely we will solve the question which is related with these points. Now I am continuing with one question which is related with these points, so that the concept will more clear to all of you. So there are so many questions given in your NCERT book related with these points. You will write down these formulas again and again, so that you solve the question which are related with these formulas or formulas. Now I am continuing with one very interesting question, and the question is, how can we will do the integration of dx upon x square minus 16. So how can we will start? First we will write let I integration of dx upon x square minus 16. It can be written as dx upon whole square of x minus whole square of 4. Now out of these 10 formulas which I told earlier, we have to think which formula we have to apply here. So we know very well this formula, dx upon x square minus a square, this is equals to 1 upon 2a log x minus a upon x plus a plus c. So what we will do, the value of x is related with x and the value of a is related with 4. So we will put the value of a 2 into 4 log x minus 4 upon x plus 4 plus c. It means we can say the integration of given function is 1 upon 8 log x minus 4 upon x plus 4 in modulus plus c. So if formula is clear to us, so definitely we will solve such type of function, or we will solve easily the integration of this type of functions. Right. I am taking one more question that is related with completing the perfect square. And all these questions are related with these 10 formulas. So the next question, dx upon x square minus 6x plus 13. Okay, so this type of question is given to us, so how can we will solve it? So again we will start with let I equals to dx upon x square minus 6x plus 13. So here if you see the coefficient of x square is already 1. So what we will do, we will continue with the second step of completing the perfect square. We will take the coefficient of x, that is minus 6, we will divide by 2 and whole square of it. It means we will get whole square of 3. So it can be written as dx upon x square minus 6x plus 3. Now we will add whole square of 3 and we will subtract whole square of 3. This is the procedure to convert the quadratic expression in completing the perfect square. So with the help of these 3 terms, right, what we will do, it can be written as x minus 3 whole square and plus 3 and minus 9. What we will get? Minus 6, and it can be written as minus whole square of under root 6. So why we convert in whole square? So that we will easily apply the formula here. So again we will check it. X square minus 6x plus 3 square, it can be written as whole square of x minus 3, and plus 3 and minus 9, it can be written as minus whole square of under root 6. After this, again we will continue with the formula. So which formula we will apply here? That is dx upon x square minus a square, which is equivalent to 1 upon 2a log x minus a upon x plus a plus c. Okay. So after this it can be written as 1 upon 2 under 6 log the value of x is x minus 3, the value of a is under 6, the value of x is x minus 3, and the value of a is under 6 plus c. So this is the way of solving the question which is related with completing the perfect square. Okay.